And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. We're going to continue with our trip down memory lane. Former HP honcho Carly Fiorina has been getting a little traction, and this time around she'll be at the adult table for tonight's debate. During the last Fox debate, Fiorina made headlines with this comment.
Hillary Clinton lies about Benghazi. She lies about emails. She is still defending Planned Parenthood, and she is still her party's front runner. 2016 is going to be a fight between conservatism and a Democrat Party that is undermining the very character of this nation. We need a nominee who is going to throw every punch, not pull punches, and someone who cannot stumble before he even gets into the ring.
So, Brad, Carly Fiorina has tossed morality a number of times into this primary. How big of a place will this add up to as we go into the primary season? Will morality be a big deal?
Yeah, I think it will, and I think it will before we get to the general. It already is. Let's face it, Hillary has lost 29 percentage points in her support among women, and it's only about one issue. They don't trust her. I'm not even taking a position what she did or she didn't do. Right. The truth is the American voting public cares deeply about morality and ethics. That's not the same as when values voters say it's all about religion or one kind of religion. That I don't think is true. But I do think the American public thinks that trustability, not just likability, that values, that morality matter. It's not a narrowly defined category, but you got to be able to be straight with people, and she's calling that out.
This is, Joe, this is always our approach to things. We tend to all believe that America has this puritanical streak, and that we do care about things like this. However, if you look at polls relating to who was our best president in modern history, Bill Clinton tends to do very well. Yeah. When it came time to try and impeach Bill Clinton, everybody knew that it wasn't going to happen because the American public wanted him to remain president. So do we talk a morality game, but then we don't really care, because what we really care about is which one of these people is going to put more money in our wallet?
I think we talk about morality as long as you don't get too specific. As long as it's very vague, then people are in favor of it. It's kind of like when you talk about cutting government spending. Everyone's like, we've got to do that, until you mention something in their state, and then they say, well, I don't think that's such a great idea. I think that's one of the reasons why Trump is connecting, because for whatever kind of crazy things he says, you absolutely know he's not saying it to impress anyone or to trick anyone into thinking he means anything other than what he said, which will change from time to time depending on what sort of whims are going on inside that head of his. But I think that's what's connecting with people.
So, other Joe. Conch, we'll call you tonight. Since
Please call me Conch.
We have two Joes.
Going forward completely.
So this Joe says that the whole morality issue may be playing into Trump's backyard. But you know what? Can you say you're a moral person if you're willing to take swipes at people's appearances, if you're willing to demean women as being, what did he call them, fat pigs? You know, we all got from that first debate. Yeah. Can you really call yourself a moral person?
I think that Donald Trump speaks the way we all do when we're behind closed doors, and then we don't admit it in person.
Except that he's not doing it behind closed doors. He's doing it very much in the open.
Okay. Does it matter then, really? If you're saying something derogatory about something behind their back as opposed to out in the open?
Well, that's a great question.
So here's how I think it does matter. There's three issues here. One of them is personal morality. I think people will cut you some slack. When you go public with those utterances, then they up the ante on you, as they should. The reason Bill got away with it, this is the last level. People can live with people who have moral flaws in their personal lives, but not when they lie to the public about the public. Oh.
So, speaking of morality and religion, Governor Mike Huckabee has made a religion a benchmark of his campaign. According to the last CBS poll, Huckabee still sits at 6%, even after coming to Kentucky clerk Kim Davis's assistance when she refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. During the last debate, Huckabee hammered Planned Parenthood.
It's time that we recognize the Supreme Court is not the supreme being, and we change the policy to be pro-life and protect children instead of rip up their body parts and sell them like they're parts to a Buick.
Guys, you know, you would think that Huckabee, as was the case the last time he ran, would be the absolute darling of the evangelical community. If not him, I don't know, maybe Ted Cruz. Neither of them are. It's the evangelical community has lined up behind who?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
And Ben Carson.
And Ben Carson.
The latest poll shows 32 for Trump, 28 for Carson.
But how can the evangelicals be supporting Trump over a Mike Huckabee? Explain that to me.
Mike Huckabee, he's past his due date. You know, I mean, same with Santorum, right? I mean, 2008, 6 years ago he peaked. And now we have to get excited about him again? Go back to Fox and play the bass.
Do you think that Huckabee maybe hurt himself in taking this position that the Supreme Being means more than the Supreme Court? Hold the answer, because we got to go on, but we'll get you in the next segment. Who do you think is going to win tonight's debate? I'm losing my voice, sorry. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments and share your thoughts. Also, be sure to tune in tonight beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern for our live debate coverage. We're going to have special guests that include Ben Carson, Dick Morris. All of them, plus your normal anchors here, will be joining in. You can even weigh in on the fun yourself if you register at newsmax.com/judge. Coming up next, more debate highlights, all for you.